Is it the sixth? Yes. God above men, men above women, women above children. If you understand that spiritual order of life, oh, you're good to go. Mr. Vibe Doc from Muyale. Okay, who is that? Okay, so understand that the spiritual order of life, if anything goes off or outside that spiritual order of life, people suffer. And I will tell you, I've been telling you this multiple times. I've been telling you that, you know what? We listen too much. Yeah, today people have decided even to send me money. There's somebody called John Monari. Amazing. Leo mama hata mnitumie pesa kabla hata sijasema. Kesho tupatane barabarani. Either way. So, I've been teaching you these things all through. I've been telling you, you know what? Nobody is supposed to advise you about anything. Not Uncle Chile. Nobody is supposed to advise you about anything. Why? Because you have the spirit of good inside you that is supposed to lead you, that is supposed to reveal things to you as you move forward. You also have been taught and you have inhabited the spirit of evil that is loud in your head, basically your thoughts. That is so loud in your head and it guides you and it actually overtakes the spirit of good. The spirit of good is basically common sense. So if you're waiting to go somewhere in heaven and drink honey and milk, you're wasting your time. Heaven is here. That thing you call eternity is here. Eternity is now. Heaven is here. The kingdom is inside you. So the moment you start understanding these things, that's when you have freedom. I call it perfect peace because perfect peace is what you need. Now, I encounter so many people who are just an older version of me. They are so angry, they play a victim, they are so insecure, they overthink, they blame other people, and they're thinking that actually these people who are they're actually blaming are the reasons why they're getting angry. So you ask somebody, do you have anger? They say no. You ask them, okay, do you ever get angry? They say yes. And then I ask them, can you get angry without anger? They say, it's impossible. Now I start asking, okay, if it's impossible, it means you have anger. For you to get angry, you must have anger, right? Then they are, okay, yes. Then I ask them, what gets you angry the most? Everybody tells me, people get me angry. My children, my husband, my wife, my whatever, everything. So then I sit back and I ask them, do you think that people get you angry or people help you to exercise the anger in you? That's why now crickets start everywhere. Do you think you get angry because people trigger you, or do you think those people, they simply help you exercise the anger in you? Given that you cannot get angry without having anger. So if you don't have anger, there's no way somebody will trigger you. Do we agree? Do we agree? If you don't have anger, there is no way somebody is going to trigger you. That also should mean if you don't have love, there's no way you're going to be loved. How? If you don't have the spirit of good, how can you love? But most of you are constantly telling people, I love you, I love my children, I love my husband, I love my wife, I love God. Then I ask you, what do you mean you love God? Oh, I have a special relationship with God. Yeah, it's a personal relationship with God. I'm like, it's true. but then, where is your father? Where is your biological father? Why do you get angry and yet you know the same spiritual being, the same personal relationship you have with God dictates that you who has anger, you're worse than a murderer. Because all these actions are hailing from the same center. Murder, rape, victimhood, loneliness, all these things are hailing from the same center, a center of anger. Now listen to me keenly. I will continuously explain the spiritual order of life until you people get it. Because every time I roll this conversation, I'm always having somebody in my inbox or my emails are full of people telling me, Doc, I don't understand what you mean by the spiritual order of life. I have already told you that there is a certain order that nature and the spirit of good has designed for your survival. It is for your own good. That order is God above men, men above women, and women above children. You see that order? It sounds easy when I mention it, but it's so difficult to enhance it. Why? Because in this world, in the modern world, everybody wants to do something. You've heard of what do you bring on the table? What a man asking a woman, what do you bring on the table, right? So therefore, women are becoming, they're being pressurized to have something they can actually bring on the table. That's a very weak question to ask a woman. What do you bring on the table? What do you mean? What do you mean? She's a woman already. So from the word woman, there is womb. Womb is table enough. So you can't ask a woman what she brings on the table when you're actually seeing her as a woman. She has a womb. That's the most precious thing she can give to a man. The womb. Leave alone the organ, the other organ called the vagina. Leave alone that one. That one she can give to anybody. However, women give a womb to that man they wanted to give that womb to. So it is her choice, and she actually, in her head, she had analyzed all the possible options, and this was the option that she will give her most precious gift, the womb. Now let's go back to the spiritual order of life. That God above men, men above women, and women above children. That order is very intentional because it is the same order that love flows. So love flows from God because the nature of God is love. Remember, God is a spirit. He's not a human being, he's a spirit. So the nature of God is love. Now, love flows from God to the man, through the woman, to the children. Understand that. Love flows from God to the man, through the woman, to the children. You see that spiritual order? Now, that should tell you that if the man is absent, what is going to happen to the children? What is going to happen to the flow of love in that family unit? That family unit, let's put it in quotes because it's not a family anymore. What do you think will happen if the father is absent? Let's start from there so that you get it. All right? Once you get there, this will be the easiest conversation. You will not need anything. So most of you hail from families where fathers were not available, they were not present. This is what we are seeing in the Gen Zs. When I saw the Gen Zs going on the street, I put up a notice and a post and I said, these Gen Zs are not fighting the president. These Gen Zs are challenging authority because from their homes they never knew authority. These Gen Zs are taking, what do we call them? The symbols of leadership or authority because they have no authority from the home. Now you people are labeling them, you're giving them this label called Gen Z. Gen Z is a label of just saying no fathers, fatherless generation. Generation zero fathers. So generation Z, generation zero fathers. Why are we saying that? We are saying that because we can see that already in the streets. They find a classroom in the streets because from home there's no classroom. They tend to challenge authority because from home there was no authority, so they don't know how to behave around authority. These children that we're raising in the name of ladies or girls, they don't know how to behave around men because from where they come from there's no man. So to them they have to survive. Therefore love has become survival. So even when they're getting into a relationship, they're getting there one-footed because they know anything can actually happen there. Fathers run away, husbands run away. That's what they know from their parents. That's what they know from their mothers. And I'm telling you this for free. Single mothers always raise single mothers. There is one that is already trending, and she's trending for the wrong reasons. Either way, we'll talk about that. So now, when we have no fathers, what is going to happen is, mothers don't have love because they have to get love from the fathers, through them to the children. Therefore, children never have love. They don't know love. So they will be seeking, because once the father is absent, there's a void that is created in children. Every child who has no father, they have a very big void. And that void cannot be filled by anything unless they reconnect with their biological fathers. So if you're a woman on this platform and you have a child with some man somewhere, and you block that child or you block that man from seeing that child, just realize this, that you're stealing the identity of that child and you're putting that child in a position where they are getting into a fallen state. And in the fallen state, they will suffer. They will become lesbians, they will become gays because they have a confused identity. They will become angry just like you became angry at their father. They will end up attracting the same things they're running away from. So they're running away from their weak fathers, and these sons are being told to run away from their weak fathers, only to attract the same weak fathers in a pastor, in a spiritual leader, in a masculinity coach. So they are finding these fathers on the internet, in church, in schools. That's where they're finding these father figures. Most of your sons open up to me so much than they open up to you. Why? Because you're very controlling. You don't have love, but emotional love is not love. Women, emotional love is not love. It is your thoughts, because all emotions hail from thoughts. And we say every single thought in your head is an evil thought. Every thought in your head, except thoughts of the present, all of them are evil and they're a lie. Hiya. Even the thoughts that you're thinking right now, they are a lie. Except those thoughts in the present. For example, anything you thought 10 minutes ago has nothing to do with you. So now there's no father. The mothers have no love. So that becomes an emotional thing. All they do is control, thinking that that is actually love. Oh, they control these sons. Because you can imagine a son becoming, a son raised by a single mother. This son has become a husband already to the mother before actually thinking about becoming a husband. But imagine becoming a husband to your mother. Mistake number one. Mistake number two, you don't even know how to be masculine. You don't even know how to behave masculine. So therefore, you are actually being resented so much by your mother because your mother is hoping that you as the son, you can behave like a man. You can step up because your father did not step up. But now you are under her armpits. How can you even breathe? Fathers are very important in the life of a child. Whether you like it or not, you can argue. But this generation, zero fathers, is exactly what we've been seeing. 18 years ago, 20 years ago, this one was actually happening. Now we're just reaping the results of what was actually happening. So these people have no identities. They have emptiness inside them of the father. They are seeking for a father figure somewhere. And apparently, they will always be one. Either in politics, that's why we call people Baba. Either in church, that's why we call people Daddy. You see that? So that's what happened. And the church is playing a bigger role in this lack of identities. The church is supposed to be fixing identities, but the same church is messing up these people. Look at what is happening to this woman who is trending for no good reason, for just showing out her organs, for getting drunk and degeneracy. And the church is actually justifying degeneracy. So now, what is going through your daughter? Your daughter who is coming from a single motherhood. Possibly she has a child. If she doesn't have a child, how many children do you think she has aborted? How many fetuses has she chucked out? Oh, your daughters are asking every single time. Sometimes I go through my office contact and I'm just wondering what is happening with this one. At hey, Dr. Lewis, I saw you on TikTok. So I saw you on TikTok talking about health stuff. I'm 2 months pregnant. How do we do about this? Now, tell your daughters I am not here to abort. My job is not to chuck children out of those wombs. No. So they are texting, they want an abortion from me. They're asking me, where do I get services for abortion? But there's a hospital that advertises abortion on national radio. Why don't you just go there and do what you have to do? That's upon you. So stop dragging us into that nonsense. So I saw a lot of men reacting with anger at the story of Marion. And I'm thinking, no, you are not reacting with anger. This is what you identify with. This is the familiarity. So all of us are always reacting to familiarity. What is familiar to you is what you react to. And you've been traumatized by single motherhood. And when you see a single mother doing such things, you're the first one to react. You're the first one to make it trend. You don't know how to behave around it. You don't know how to just look and watch and move. You don't know how to pay attention to what is happening inside you and not outside you. So you're constantly paying attention to what is happening outside you. That's why that excites you. Some of you are acting like, Marion Naipei has just shown us this is so what. Yet, munanyonga na hizo videos. Marion Naipei has become the worst because you've seen her organs everywhere, you've seen her training videos everywhere, and now she's the worst. Yet you, secretly, you take her videos and you're there wanking off with her videos. She has actually helped you achieve your masturbation goal, right? Now it's only you're realizing that most of your daughters are actually on OnlyFans selling their bodies for something because you as the father, you're absent. Where are you? As the father, where are you? And as the mother, look at the anger. You can't even look in the mirror and actually appreciate who you are because the mother to Marion is actually the image that we are seeing in her. Where is the father? That's the first question we ask. Where is the father? So most of the women are actually selling their bodies on the internet. It is Friday. Today, there's something that is going to happen. If any case, something is happening right now. We just don't know. As Kenyans, we want to sit back and wait for it to trend so that we actually celebrate. We are reacting to what is familiar to us. We are that person. Oh, trust me, look in the mirror. That is you. Marion is us in the mirror. Prophet Kanyare is the us in the mirror. It's just that we don't have the money, we don't have the authority, we don't have the platform that he has. So as you sit there judging, Prophet Kanyare is doing this, doing that. We understand that. However, look at what is happening inside you. Are you not just reacting to what you are? If you had that position, would you not do the same? So do not look at them and judge. The moment you start judging, the moment you fail. And you can't help but judge or have an opinion because you have been messed up. You can't understand it. You can't. You can't even help it. Today you're following this opinion, tomorrow you're following this opinion. And you saw again on TikTok there are 2 women who are actually trending for because of a man. Did you see that? Yeah, ladies, your influencers, the ones that you follow adequately, the ones that you follow faithfully and loyal, your loyalty is up to them, because whatever they say you support. Now the 2 of them are coming out publicly to show you who they are. Oh, my friend. One thing I've realized about women, they are bound to change their mind anytime. The women. A woman can be dating a man who goes to church every day today. Dates that man for 1 year, she's kicked out. She joins a man who goes to the club. She's in the club. Women are bound to change their minds so fast because they react emotionally. They will change their mind. So you can't even blame them, because it is not them who is doing that. It's the spirit of evil working through them. They are bound to change their mind every single time. And number 2, when a woman is crying, she's lying. You see a woman crying, he's a lie. Please run. Number 3, you see a woman crying and then she's still on the phone recording. Yeah. So you can cry and still pick a phone and put a place where we can actually see the tears, and you tell us, oh, he has hurt me so bad. No, crocodile. I am like a crocodile in the water. Let's drink some water. Anytime she's crying is a lie. Anytime she's over-explaining is a lie. Anytime she becomes so good out of nowhere, she's a lie. Warembo. Tumewajua. We now know. You come in, you become so good, we are like, leo hadi umefua. Yani, today, you've not been asked to do laundry, you've done it. Hey. Man, if I'm lying, you can tell them. See, she's crying, she's lying, she's over-explaining, she's lying. When she tells you she loves you, she doesn't mean that, because she doesn't have love. Love has to come from the man through her to you, to the children. Right? So when the father is absent, children will suffer. Now, listen to this, how this happens. When a father is absent, it basically means that this woman made the wrong choice. Right? You made the wrong choice. And the choice of man that you actually took to give the most precious gift, which is the womb, to ran away. What does that say about your decisions as a woman? Because the only important decision that you're supposed to make in your life is the man that you reward your most precious gift, the womb. Let me speak slowly. The most precious gift a woman can give to a man is her womb. So if you give a womb to a man who will run away from you, because of course you knew you're supposed to give birth to a child to a man who you are married to. The reason why people got married is because we wanted to take some responsibility. But human beings have made sex recreational. Okay, it was procreational. Now it is recreational. And now consequences of that recreational nature, you are unable to handle it. The consequences of you having fun, you are unable to handle them. So women, the best gift you can give to your man who you're married to. So the vagina you can choose to give to whoever you want to give to. But the best present you can give to a man is your womb. That means for you to give out that womb, you must be married to that man. You can argue around that. You go ahead and give out that womb. That's when you realize this is not your man. That's when you realize this man has actually promised 10 women that he will marry them. This is when you realize that actually even your friend is sleeping with your man. Oh, you tell your man you've missed your period. Your man. Tell him you've missed your period. That's when you will realize. Jonte. Babji. Kwani Babji is asking you, kwani mlikam? Sikumbuki nikam. Kwani, what happened? Kwani mlikam? And then we tell him it was just a lie, it was just a joke. It's just saying, I'm sorry, baby, I overreacted, I apologize. And then, of course, makeup sex comes in, and you're happy. Oh, my man, makeup sex. Woo. That day that was the day Babji was running away from you. You just didn't know. And Babji moved on already with your friend. Did you know that? But PUBG has promised you marriage and all that. So he decided, I am going to give PUBG my hope because who has kimbia? Wanaume, men introduce women even to their mothers, but still leave them. You think just because you've been introduced to his mother, now you can call the shots. You can own him. That is my man. Well. Yeah. So a father is absent. The woman becomes so angry at that man because the choice that she made, the only great choice that is supposed to make in life, she made it wrong. So she's actually questioning her integrity because even from her family, her father was a mess. So she ended up resenting her father. She became just like that. She actually attracted a man who is weak, just like the father. A man who came in to ejaculate and ran away. But look at it, how it gets interesting. So her father is absent. A mother becomes angry at the father. The truth is, the mother is not even angry at the father. The mother is angry at herself because of making the wrong decision. Alright? For the 13th time, because she has chucked up some children here and there, aborted some 7 of them before she actually decided, you know what? Maybe if I abort this one, I will not get pregnant in the future. She's in the future. Some of you, the only reason why you have that son or that daughter is because of the guilt of aborting for the 10th time. Like if I abort this one, maybe if I get a husband and settle down, I'll struggle getting pregnant. Some of you aborted once, and then now you are in a marriage, you can't even hold a pregnancy. Anytime you get a pregnancy, it's out. They even go and tighten the cervix again, it's out. They put you on progesterone, it's out. And you're like, God, you've cast me. God, is it because of the one that actually popped out? Every time your husband has actually had sex with you and then he's sleeping and snoring there like a tractor. You go and turn on the lights and you look at him and you're just like, again, I'm not able to give this one a child. I wanted to trap him with a child. Unfortunately, my womb cannot even allow me to. And then you start judging yourself for the abortion that you did. So when fathers are absent, women become angry at the decision they made to choose and to attract a weaker man who is exactly an image of who they are. So they are angry at themselves. It has nothing to do with the man. They are selfish. And then what happens is they will try to punish the man, not knowing they're actually punishing themselves. They will try to punish the man by taking the children away, by blocking the children from actually reconnecting with their father. So they use that to actually punish the man. Now, this punishment also happens when a father is available or present and very weak. Because you imagine you sending your wife money to pay school fees for your children. Because you're in Nairobi working and your wife is in Ushago raising your children. And you're sending her money and she's paying school fees, she's paying bills. And as she's doing that, she's telling your children that you see I'm paying these school fees. And go and study hard because we are struggling to make money and pay school fees. So your sons and daughters are seeing your wife or their mother paying school fees. What is happening? Your daughters are thinking that women are supposed to provide. Your sons are also thinking that women are supposed to provide. So what do you expect your sons to attract? Your sons will attract women who are older than them because those are the only women who can actually provide for them. Your daughters will start providing for younger men. Why? Because they know women are supposed to provide. That's why when they're asked, what do you bring on the table? And that's why they are always stuck in offices, doing these jobs, getting crazy schedules of work. Why? Because they know that if they don't bring anything on the table, this man will leave them, just like the same way their father left their mother. Hello? Kumekuwa kumoto kidogo. So women become angry. They try to remodel children into their own image. This sympathy that they want from children, this emotional control they put in their children, this victimhood that they play, that they were the better one and the father was the bad one. So they complain to the children about the man. They are always complaining, your father left us. Sometimes you act out of anger and your children are seeing that. And when they ask you, Mom, sometimes you're angry all the time. What is happening? You tell them, I am sorry. Babji, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to overreact. And then when you start calming them down, talking to them, you're telling them, you know what? Sometimes I overthink things about your father and I get angry. I am sorry. I am sorry that I chose the wrong father for you. You saw that woman putting out her son on the internet and saying, I apologize for actually choosing the wrong man for you, the wrong father for you. What a mess. Women cannot raise children on themselves, on their own. They have to be supported. They have to. They can't. You imagine women who cannot actually buy something for themselves and be happy. They have now to provide for the children. Do you know how men feel when they actually provide for a woman? It's an in thing. It's something that is inside us that we need to provide. So we feel good when we provide for you and the children. It's a natural role. We feel good when you're out there fighting with other men to actually make sure that you people are provided for. Now we know how that space is. Now you as a woman, you're there fighting with other people and expecting you can actually have a provider as a man. I am looking at you and I'm seeing masculine energy. I'm thinking, this one argues with men every single time. Right? Everybody around you is just evil. Your husband is looking at you and thinking, maybe the reason why you've been promoted is because you slept with your boss. And sometimes, if not all, most of the times, it's true. It's true. And at this moment in time, as you are watching this live with your husband, he's looking at you and thinking, by the ile promotion inaweza kuwa inaweza kuwa ile promotion ulipewa juzi. You see, you went for a meeting somewhere in Mombasa. You went to Diani. Secrets that only your friends know, right? The same friends who will come in, is it a baby shower or whatever it is? When you're coming in to see the child that is born, and then you start saying, this child looks exactly like the father. His ears look exactly like his father's. This one, even the mother did not even take anything. This one has been taken away by the father. Yet you know very well, this pregnancy is not for this man. Ladies, ati masikio ni ya baba. Huyu anapata na baba yake. And the weak man is there taking these photos. Or remember, he took photos of the naked woman and posted on the internet without knowing that another man ejaculated in her. He's there. We thank God, you know. You must kill, we thank God. Which God are you thanking? The God of of milk. Right now every woman is angry at Peter Gumba, the guy who does DNS. Why are you angry? Because now the real image is actually coming out. Well, either way, so the father is absent, the mother becomes angry, remodels the children into her own image. That is a natural thing. She's not doing it out of an ill will. She's doing it because that is what she identifies with. This is the only thing that she can actually hold on. So she protects it by actually covering it against the weaknesses of the father. And as she's doing that, she's actually remodeling the children into her own image. That's why most of us are actually women in men's bodies. Most sons, most of your husbands, most men are women in a man's body. Talk about their mother, you will realize they are women in a man's body. They can't even stand their mothers. They can't even correct their mothers. Yet their mothers expect them to stand up as men. Men, realize this, that every woman around you, be it your mother, your grandmother, your child, or your wife, they will behave the same way around a masculine man. They want you to be a masculine man. They hate a feminine and a weak man. But they are the ones who raised that weak man. That's the irony. So they hate these weak men, but they are the ones who are raising them. Look at the Gen Zs now. Coming from single motherhood homes. So they are coming in, raised by mothers. Inside them, they are mothers, they are women. So they end up abusing ladies and women. They'll end up being physically abusive and verbally abusive, emotionally toxic, right? And then, remember those women that they are being toxic to are raised by the same mothers who raised these boys. So you have two children, a son and a daughter. And you're raising a son to become a woman. You're raising your daughter to become angry at their father. They end up attracting a man who is weak and just like their father. And now you look at this man, you're so angry. You look at your son attracting an older woman, you can't stand it. But that's who you raised. Because of anger. You can't know what to do. You are controlled by anger and you think you have control. You've gone into psychiatrist rooms, taken all these counseling sessions, but you're still angry. Why? Because you don't know that you are under control of anger. You don't know that you cannot control anything. You are being controlled. So your role is to choose between the spirit of good and the spirit of evil. Because you are not responsible for anything and you have no control over anything. It is the spirit that lives in you that controls you every single time. The moment you understand that, you have to overcome anger so that you don't teach your children anger, so that you don't block your children from actually having an identity from their father. And you will have to actually seek your identity from your parents because they taught you wrong. They taught you wrong, that's why you're suffering. So stop holding on to your mama's titties. Stop holding on to your daddy's balls every single time. Whatever is happening outside you has nothing to do with you. Now, that statement is very bold. Whatever is happening outside you, unless it is causing you physical harm, underlying physical harm, whatever is happening outside you, it is none of your business. It is actually happening in your thoughts. It is not a real reality. It is in your thoughts. Unless it's causing you physical harm, which you have to defend yourself against, it is in your thoughts. It's the devil lying to you. So stop lying to yourself. Whatever is happening outside you has nothing to do with you. Therefore, don't tell me that he made me angry, that he made me feel loved, that he made me overreact, that he made me overthink. He did not. She did not. You are the one who is overthinking, because the spirit of evil in your head is making you to overthink. And then the same spirit comes back and lies to you. You know what? You're doing good. You know what? They are responsible for the problem. It is not you. You've been okay all through. It is them who have a problem. Now, that is an absent father. Mother becomes angry, remodels children into their own image. These children don't know love because there's no love in that order. There's no spiritual order of life. So these children end up in a fallen state. That's why they get depressed. That's why they pierce their bodies with tattoos. That's why they have multiple piercings. That's why they are on OnlyFans. That's why your sons are in jail. That's why your sons are actually in the streets looking for a father figure in the streets. And the streets punishes. And as long as you're in the fallen state, nature will punish you. You can't build a house on a riverbed, on a river's path. It will be taken out. So nature does not care that you are this good mother. It doesn't care. Where is the father? Now, most of us hail from families that had fathers. No, they had people who can father a child, but they cannot be fathers. Hey, nasikia kana zenda studio. Right, listen. Most of us hail from families where there was a present father, but he was as good as an absent one. Why? Because he was weak, he couldn't provide, he couldn't lead, he couldn't protect, and even the sex became a problem. So he played no single role in that marriage. He was sharing bills with the woman. He was unable to satisfy the woman sexually because he's weak, he's fat, and he's complaining and whining every single time. He can't lead because he has his mother inside him. Apparently, his mother inside him is what he attracted as a woman. So he was running away from the mother only to attract her mother or his mother in his wife. Same spirit, different body. And now he's looking at this wife and wondering, where did I get this God from? Yet, this is the same God that raised him. Now, anger continues. The power of control continues. That's why most of you marry older women. That's why most of you marry women who are career women. And career women and raising children, water and salt. I'm telling you the truth. Career women and raising children. You can imagine how much a career woman hates her children and loves her job. The reason why your wife is a career woman and hates her children and loves her job is because you are so weak you cannot provide exclusively. So she decides, I am going to get provision from a man every end of the month. And you there, you're saying, oh, I celebrate, my wife has brought her salary, we will, she even gives you the salary so that you can actually decide what we will do with this salary. Hey, you know, mama mimi ananipeanga do yake, mimi ndo napanga mdo ya mama. Ati wewe unapanga pesa. Wewe unapanga pesa ya mama, wewe mwenyewe umetoka wapi? And women are very, tawe. Unapanga pesa ya mama. Endelea kupanga pesa ya mama. Andika hata hiyo budget. Yeah, niambie ngapi? Andika, please. Ndio mama akikuja kuna accountability. Ati you mean mama na mapenzi zio? Maadhe hana mapenzi ya kupea. Yeah, atatoa wapi mapenzi? Women get love from men, the children, so she's expecting you to love her. If a woman loves you, she becomes your mother. So you can imagine you are there having sex with your mother. If a woman loves you, she's your mother. Where did she get love from? Because your mother at least got love from your father. But because your father was absent, your mother is just operating from a set of emotions. That's why she's controlling you. So you end up marrying your mothers. And then the control continues. You marry older women, you marry women who have married to their careers, You marry women who respect their bosses more than they respect you. I am not saying you should marry a woman who is not working. Don't misquote this. I'm saying that the first role of your wife to you is to raise your children. The first role of your wife to you as the husband is to raise your children. So if the first role of your wife to you is to actually go and look for a salary, are you still the man? The one who is giving her that salary becomes the man. That's why, you see, in church, a pastor has some form of authority. That's why most pastors are sleeping with their wives. A pastor has some form of authority because whatever a pastor says, women have to obey. Imagine a pastor standing there and putting authority, saying things that he doesn't even understand, but the boldness that he's saying with them, women will submit. That's why women are so full in church, and that's why the church is the center of lost identity in this moment and era. We have seen it. We don't even know if that is a church anymore or a brothel. Because your daughters are looking at that woman who has her videos and her nakedness trending. She has nothing going on. What we know is she has a child. And what we know is she comes from a mother who did not have. So the chain is actually repeated itself already. So now, the church, because the church is a home of broken souls, right? The church picks her up and tells the world, you know what, even though she's this type of woman, we are going to support her. We are saying, don't worry, if your daughters are sluts, let them just sell their bodies. Here they will be accepted. And that's the moral bearing. And then you're seated there and saying, and you know what, morality. Yeah? That man, and you would see how women are those who are celebrating that. And weak men seated in front, celebrating that, you know what, oh, another one has been saved. That, you know what, and then they quote the Bible. The Bible says that I will not go for the 99 that are already here. I will go and look for the one that is lost. That Jesus came for the lost. Hey! Why is there? Hey, ulikuwa? Hivi ulikuwepo? The nonsense that is happening in church is that most people go to church without even reading the Bible. They don't even, and even if they read the Bible, they interpret the Bible with the noise in the head, the one who taught them how to read the Bible. So they read the Bible, but the devil tells them what that chapter means, and then they use that interpretation, and then they say, I'm saved. Christ is the personal savior. You're not. You're just worshiping the devil in your head, because the devil is your thoughts. Right. So the church is taking center stage in actually destroying your sons and daughters. So you imagine you're a mother there with no father, and then you're with your daughter in that church, and your daughter has seen these videos, and then this lady has been accepted even in church. She's now being used to even dish out money. She's actually had a role in church. She's being supported in business. And then your daughter is thinking, why am I going the longer route when there's a shorter route here? OnlyFans is full of women, both married and unmarried. OnlyFans accounts are being subscribed to by married men and unmarried men in equal measure. So are we not the ones who are actually supporting these things? And also, are we not the ones who are actually supporting this behavior because we make it trend? Walk on Thika Road. Just have a drive, or tomorrow you're walking on Thika Road. I will show you some of these things. We have a lot of billboards that actually... What is happening? Are you able to hear me, guys? Alright. We have a lot of billboards that have... What is happening on the internet? We have a lot of billboards of these companies, these corporate companies that sell alcohol, that have put out lesbians and gays. Lesbians and gays. And these lesbians and gays are getting endorsements from these alcohol companies. They don't even drink that alcohol. But they are being endorsed to be put on billboards. So as your daughter is driving, or as your daughter is actually in a matatu or an Uber, and looks at a billboard and sees, kumbe kuwa lesbian, I can get endorsement. So I don't need to go the longer route. And these people are being funded in campuses, by the way. Not every lady between the age of 19 and 24 has actually experienced a lesbian relationship or a gay relationship. I don't know what is happening to these campuses. Tertiary institutions are just a mess. They're a mess. Those are brothels. Those are where we bring all this information. That's where your daughters get all this information. And these crazy habits that they come back home with. Your daughters pierce the nose, looks like a bull. Pierce the entire body. Every single thing is a mess. Your sons are coming out with very weird hairstyles. Huh? And you're thinking that it is Gen Z. Oh, Gen Zs are rowdy. Gen Zs, you can't control them that way. Gen Zs, there's a special way to raise Gen Zs. There's nothing special about raising a child. Oh, my child cannot be beaten. My child, mwalimu akichapa mtoto wangu tutapatana kotini. My friend, most of you are whooped your asses in primary school so badly, and nobody took your teacher to the to the police. Now you're raising weak sons who out here, their role is just braid hairs. Imagine your son sitting in a salon for 3 good hours. Then in 3 hours, he can't do anything as a man. He can't be creative. He's seated in a salon and anashukwa nywele. 3 hours. And then he comes back home and you're like, hey, this hairstyle is nice. Mnaanza kuwapatia nguo. Alright, let me respond to some questions here. So it is even worse to have a father who is weak but present. That is where most of you are coming from. Most of us hail from families where we had fathers, yes, but their role was just an ejaculation. Some of our fathers, they were providers, yes, but they thought that money can actually replace fatherhood. So they were out there chasing that paper so badly that they neglected their role as a father. So they left our mothers raising us because they're chasing paper. Some of your fathers are politicians. They are always in rallies and coming back home is something else. Wanakuja nyumbani wananuka ile sabuni ya Airbnb. And that is now fatherhood, because we think we are in a center of authority. We have the money. Money is not what you need. What you need is to overcome anger. The reason why you're chasing money is because you think satisfaction will come with money. Wait until you get that money and you sit there and you're still depressed. Wait until you get that money and you realize your family is actually tearing apart. You have money, yes, we thank you for that. We thank you for your service, Mr. Politician. But now look at your family. Your children are becoming drug addicts because there's no authority from home. You are an authority to people in your office, but at home, you have no authority because your wife is actually controlling you because she is the spirit of your mother in a different body. So we had fathers who are weak. They didn't know how to deal with our mothers. So our mothers controlled them because these mothers of ours were exactly their mothers. So they married their mothers. So they controlled them so badly. And that's why mwanaume ataambiwa, wewe huko nje ni simba marara lakini nyumbani umekaliwa. That's why most men will spend most of the night in the bars and in the clubs. Because there they can actually be given some form of respect because they're buying somebody alcohol. But at home, it is cold. It is cold. You cannot erect here when there's no provision. It is cold. And that's why most of your men are in Ruaka and Ruai. And all they do is to provide so that they can actually get the sex and some form of respect. So they think money will buy them everything, but they're still unhappy. Some of you saved to buy a car. You bought that car, and then you sit in that car and you're so depressed. Some of you did an interview to get a job. Then you got this job and you thought, this job inaenda kufungua milango. It's going to become a life-changing thing. I'm going to support my mother. I'm going to support my... And then you realize that job is a source of depression to you. And then you see, the way you pray before you get the job, you think you're praying that God will give me a good job. Please, God, if you give me this one, I will praise, I'll go to the mountains and fast and call you Yahweh. So you're praying from your thoughts and to your thoughts. Basically, you're praying to the devil in your head. And then guess what? The devil rewards you with that good job. The devil first of all rewards you with a very good boss who asks only for one thing. Please, just open up your legs and the job, you have it. And then you open up your legs and you have the job. And then now you have to open up your legs to maintain the job. So the boss has just converted you into a new slut so that you can serve the slutty nature in him. He has a slut inside him, and now he's converting every woman around him into a slut to serve the slutty nature inside him. And now when the slutty nature dies in you, he chooses another one. There's a new interview for another one. Now you're dropped. You're empty. You're hollow spiritually. But you have a job, right? Now it becomes stressful. You don't want to look at the boss because every time you look at him, you're looking at him with the jealousy eye because there's a new one in town and he's paying so much attention to the new one in town and you're jealous. Jealous is the nature of evil. It's a fallen state. But you opened up your legs and you prayed to God in your head, the devil. And then the devil rewarded you with the job. So most of the things that you've prayed for from your thoughts, you are rewarded by the devil, but you think it's God. Really God. That's not God. That's the spirit of evil that's rewarding you. It gives you that so that it can depress you later. So it actually creates an emotional instability inside you so that it survives. Be angry today, apologize to feel good. Ask me for a car, it gives you the thought of asking for a car because you think a car is success. If in any case you think there is success and failure, you just don't know that those two states don't exist. So it tells you your future is bright only to give you a present that is actually ugly. And you judge yourself and you keep on failing. Why are you paying attention to your thoughts? It's time for you to overcome your thoughts. They are not even yours, for heaven's sake. So you pray to the devil, and then you think you've prayed to God. And then the devil rewards you with a car, and then you think God has rewarded you with a car. Let me give you a good example. Your son is going to do exams, right? Your son is going to do an exam. Or rather, your daughter is going to do an exam, right? Exams are form 4. Yet you go form 4. Another confused system, I don't understand it. But your son is going to do exams, KPSEA or whichever it is. And then you pray for your son that, hey, KCSE, I'm praying for my son. God, please make him pass. After the prayer, your friend texts you. You are even added in our WhatsApp group of parents, and you're being told you only need to send 20,000 so that your son can access cheating exams. There's somebody who is selling exams, or we want to actually bribe the invigilators so that our sons can actually get into exam rooms with phones. So the devil who gave you the idea to pray to God is the devil who is giving you idea through the WhatsApp group. Now you go to the chama and you take some 20,000 you send, and your son gets an exam. Your son, you get to bribe the invigilators, and your son gets into an exam room. And they do that exam, and they come out, and you're happy, my son has finished. Oh, you post for us. Hey, congratulations, my only son. Hey, congratulations, you have made me proud as a mother. I have raised you alone. Thank you for making me proud, even when I was left alone. Hey, I am so happy. I never knew I would raise a son to become this type. I have struggled with you, my son. Even when your dad left me alone. God loves me. God loves me. Let me pray for you, Babji. Babji, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the whatever it is. Now, that story is over. Exams are now coming out. The minister or the CS has announced that the exams are coming out. Yeah? At Umania, just in case you forget, I used to be a very good actor. Okay? So exams are now out, and your son has an A. Look at the evil parents carrying their sons and celebrating and posting everywhere. Oh, our school. Hey, tumekuwa number 1. Oh, my son. Hey, you are accompanying even your son to interviews because he has an A. The only A in the village. You are accompanying your son to the interviews. Celebrating and posting everywhere. Yet you stole the exam. I see these things everywhere. That my friends send exams to their brothers in high school. And then the same friends will post their brothers after the exams are out. I'm like, hey bro, but what are you celebrating? Why are you acting so shocked? That, hey, he actually got an A. He missed by one chance to get an A-. But a B+ is not a bad thing, right? Oh, you guys are thieves. You guys are liars. But look at you judging somebody who was raped. Look at you judging at somebody who has stolen. Look at you banning somebody who has stolen. Look at you banning somebody's car just because he hit a motorbike or a guy on a motorbike. Look at you judging those who actually aborted. Look at you judging Mario. Look at you judging Kanyari. Instead of just watching, paying attention to what's happening, watch and move. See evil, do not react to evil. Discern it and move. Pay attention to what's happening into your head. Pay attention to what's happening into your heart. Because whatever is happening outside is none of your business. So you want to tell me that you who has actually stolen an exam, you are way better off, that your sin is better off than somebody who's actually raped. So now when you talk about rape, you're the first one to tell me, oh, that's a sensitive topic, you can't talk about that, about rapists. Hey, rapists should go in jail. But you who stole an exam, what should you be doing? Go rot in jail also. Oh, this one has aborted 17 times. See, I know her, she's from my village. But look at you getting jealous because somebody else has actually bought a car. So your jealous is better off than the rape, right? It's better off than the other one. My friend, you're either operating from the center of evil or from the center of good. Stop pretending. And I can tell you this for free. Next year is a voting year. If we continue doing what we are doing, if we don't focus on actually overcoming things in us, we'll simply vote in the same people who actually have the same problems. And that is a mirror reflection of who we are. Stop complaining. Start fixing yourself. Even if you complain, nothing is going to happen. You can go to the streets and demonstrate the whole day. You can go to the mountains and fast from morning to evening and come back. You're even dying. But nothing is going to change. Why? Because you are the problem. So instead of going to the mountains, start by overcoming anger. Go face your mother and apologize for resenting her. Remind her that she remodeled you into her own image. So it's time for you to overcome. But do not go there with expectations. Do not go there reacting to anger. No. Do not go there hoping that once I've forgiven my mother, tomorrow I'm done with the anger. No. Go there because it's the right thing to do, because you want to pick your identity from her, because you want to release her evil nature from you. You want to release her emotions so that you can actually see things with the third eye. After your mother, go face your father. And if your mother blocks you from facing your father, thank God. If your father is dead, be happy. But if your father is still alive, insist that you need to see your father. If you cannot, if they've blocked you totally, be grateful and keep moving. So face your mother and tell her, you know what, I've realized along the way that I'm actually resenting you and I don't like it because now I know I'm suffering because of this. I apologize. I'm sorry. Do not go and tell your mother I forgive you, because you cannot forgive. It's God who forgives. Go and admit fault. Tell her, I admit that I'm wrong for resenting you. I am sorry. So admitting fault is actually telling God, this battle is beyond me, take it. And he takes it because it's a spiritual battle. Whatever you're seeing in this world is either good or evil. And you've chosen evil, that's why you relate with most of the things that are happening in the evil world. You cannot see peace when you're always in a fallen state. Any questions? Any questions? Let me read some comments and some questions here. If on TikTok you would like to have this conversation, you can request to be a guest. I'll take you in. We have this conversation. It's an amazing conversation that you need to hear it from yourself so that you can actually understand. Remember, we are not here to listen to your story. We are here to actually shed light upon that story. And if you so wish to do what we're actually advocating for, go ahead and do it. If you don't wish to do it, no problem. Alright? We don't push you to do it. We don't advise you, because if I advise you, I am remodeling you into my own image. That is wrong. So what I do is I shed light upon your path and I let you choose whatever you want to do. If it makes sense, thank you so much, Breakups. If it makes sense, do it. If it doesn't make sense, press next. But you deserve better and you can do better. You can actually live a life without anger. It's perfect peace. Imagine living life without anger, without overreacting to anything, without jealousy, without thinking that people owe you anything. And look at it this way. I want you to actually look at it this way, and I hope you can answer this question from this conversation. Do you think that marriage is for the weak? Hello? Is marriage for the weak? That's the question of the night. Is marriage for the weak? Is it for the weak? Those people like talking about marriage. That's the conversation. Do you think marriage is for the weak? And if you think so, why? Hello, Doc. Adjust the light is too bright. Okay. I hope it's better now. I don't know. My team will be adjust that. No, remember this is the first live, so I think by the time you're doing a live next time, if God gives us the grace, we shall be somewhere. Okay. Hi, Uncle Chile. What are your thoughts about the verse that says the curses of parents will be passed to their children and children's children? Can children be punished due to their parents' mistake? That's a very good question. A very brilliant question. Cheers to that question. Number one, your problem is not in the verse. The problem is in you interpreting that verse with the voice in your head. Right? Reading the verse, no problem. But the fact that you remember that verse basically tells me you've actually paid attention to your thoughts. You're actually submitting to the thoughts. So ignore. Number one, you don't need to read the Bible to remember anything. And number two, you don't need to relate every single thing you're going to the Bible. The Bible is a standard of morals. Morals in quotes, okay? Because we always say there's no morals. And I will explain that one day. So either way, nobody can curse you and nobody can bless you. Just take a moment to think about that. That nobody can curse you and nobody can bless you. You see that? Why am I saying that? It's because blessings are coming from God. Curses are the nature of you identifying with the evil. Curses are in the fallen state. They don't exist in light. So you cannot talk about curses when you're actually of the spirit of good, because in the spirit of light, there is no curse. Therefore, nobody can curse you. Whatever you call curses is identifying with the thoughts of evil. For example, if I believe we are witches in where I come from, I am one. I am one. I am one. If I believe that I'm actually poor, I am. I am. So nobody can curse you and nobody can bless you. The problem is we need to have an identity to receive things, to actually receive revelations from God. So whatever you're calling blessings are revelations, because they are just the way of life. If you have the spirit of good, you receive revelations and you do good. So you don't care about curses because they're in the fallen state. So your role is to overcome the fallen state. If they have curses there, that's the whole problem. You can't live in the darkness and at the same time in the light. Move out of that darkness. So nobody can curse you and nobody can bless you. It's only God who can bless you, and God does not curse. God does not even judge you. It is the devil that lies to you. You've done something wrong, so that you can actually pass a judgment over yourself. It is the devil. It is not God. All right? I hope I've answered that. Bubea Agnes, I hope I've answered that question. There's no way I'm getting punished because of my parents' problems. The truth is, I suffer from the same consequences my father or my mother suffered from, because we have the same identity. We are in the fallen state. Alright? I'm just receiving what my dad received, which is a fair deal. It is me to break. This is the same thing to generational curses. That our family, we can't bear children. Our family, we can't be rich. No, it is you who has refused to actually become rich. Because you've actually decided I will be in the fallen state all through, just because my father was in the fallen state. So go and overcome your parents so that you see things from your own image. Whatever you're having in your mind, whatever you're listening to, whatever is actually rotating in your mind is a script that was written by your parents. The first script in your head was written by your parents, and then the church, and then school. So you have to overcome those scripts. You must write your own script so that you act it. Right now, you are an actor in a script that you did not write. That's why you're believing this nonsense. What about these innocent children born HIV positive, coming from HIV positive parents, started on treatment from birth and then getting to know that they are on treatment for condition from their parents innocently? Now, it doesn't matter. You see, HIV is happening to the physical. Here we are discussing the spiritual aspect of life. The physical is a very minimal aspect of you. You are a spirit existing or experiencing life in a physical way. HIV is happening to the body, it's not happening to the spirit. And this is the evil nature of parents. Those parents who actually pass HIV to the child, they are evil. Just like you who is actually judging them. Looking at them and thinking, mama si mbaya sana. Imagine hangeza hata meza dawa protect mtoto. Imagine hawa wazazi walipitishiwa. So hawa wazazi ni wabaya. You are worse. Who is judging them? Because you are operating from the same center. Remember, you are just reacting to familiarity. They are familiar to your inside, so you are reacting to that. So whatever happens outside you is none of your business. If a child is born HIV positive, God did not protect that child. Who are you? Who do you think you are? Imagine God did not even care about that child. So who do you think you are? Everybody for themselves. They have to fight their own battles. Now, acceptance is the antidote to resistance. Just because you've been diagnosed with HIV, so you should resent your parents for a lifetime? No. The more you resent them, the more you become just like them. Now, you as a lady who has HIV that you got from your parents, you start spreading it to punish people for mistakes that were actually done to you by your parents, because you're playing a victim. You're thinking that you got it unfairly, so therefore everybody around you has to pay. So you're starting to spread it all through, thinking that you're actually killing people, yet you're killing yourself. So from the spirit of evil, there can never come good. Those parents are evil, and they bore an evil child. And the evil continues. That's how the devil controls the world. Does it make sense? Vehicles, money, phones, identity of most men. Yes, a man thinks that just because he has money, he will be recognized. That is ego. Ego is the enemy. Just because you have money, you will step into that room and they will actually salute you. Just because you know somebody, the traffic police will let you pass. Just because you know somebody, you will get that job. Just because you know somebody, you will access some activity or some services. Ego is killing you. Ego is the nature of evil. Nyaga, baby Nyaga, how are you, man? Nyaga Metri, I remember you, brother. Thank you so much for coming through. Doc, I'm 22. Doc, I'm 22. Is dating okay for me, or I focus on myself until a better woman comes? That is Jemo, Pennsylvania. I think it's in Pennsylvania. So Jemo is asking, Doc, I'm 22. Is dating okay, or me, for me, M-I, or I focus on me, self, until a better woman comes? Number one, you're thinking or you're operating from a center of a fallen state, because you're thinking whether it's okay or not okay, which basically means you're seeking something that you don't have. All right? You are 22 years old, and you cannot write your name. You cannot write basically properly, because the sentence starts with a small letter. You're mixing up things. You're saying am. You see the power of I. When you say I am, that I is actually you retaining power. But when you say am, I'm saying this and I'm whipping you hard because you're a man and I expect you to do better. JMO, number one, start by actually training yourself to be patient and to write properly. Write slowly, proofread it, and then send it. Because somebody, maybe I'm just interpreting my own things, but somebody will read this statement and they're just like, this one I can't even respond to it because it's a mess. So you must start by writing properly. At least punctuate your sentences, write them in capital letters. You start a sentence with a capital letter, have some commas, and then focus on you. Dating is outside you. Dating is basically you telling me you want to have sex without responsibility. That's what dating is. Dating is just having casual sex with no commitment. So you are either single, or you're married, or you're having casual sex. So choose you. Those three steps. If you're dating, at least tell me you're in a relationship. If you're dating, you're just having casual sex. And most relationships, either way, they're just dating. They're just casual sex nowadays. Alright? So I'm telling you this, at 22 years old, bro, you have nothing. Why would you think about dating at this moment in time? That is just an ejaculation just trying to control you. That is the spirit of evil inside you trying to control you. Dating has at 22. But I know, I want you to do what you want. However, these are my recommendations. When I was 22, you tell me about not seeing a woman. My testosterone is on the roof. How can you advise me against dating? At 22, if you told me that if I build value, I'll actually attract the woman that I want. Now look at you and tell you, where would you tunasema? You are jealous of me. You know I am very handsome at this 22-year-old, and I can actually smash a woman 7 rounds. 7! But they leave me, even after 7 rounds, they left me for older men. There's a guy who is just, a guy with a car came and picked my girlfriend at campus. And then you're so angry at that guy. Bro, run. At 22, bro, build value. If somebody told me this at 22, I have a brother who is 24. I tell him this every single time. He looks at me and he's like, what are you saying? What are you saying? I tell him money will not satisfy it, and then he tells me, but did you have to wait until you get the money so that you tell me not to make money? And then I'm like, no, I'm not telling you this to do it. I'm telling you because it's the truth. I'm telling you, do what you want. However, one day you'll come back and say this, and if God gives you the grace, you'll be here telling us. At 22, bro, just build value. Build value, bro. Channel that testosterone into something. There's something called semen retention. But Either way, there's something called sexual energy transmutation. That means the lesser chances you have sex, the more you become productive. Now, that is not just about sex, that's about semen retention. So the more you retain the semen, the more you become more productive. But you see, at 22, you can't retain semen. That's a lie. You can't. You prefer giving that woman a P2. You prefer actually aborting that baby instead of actually retaining the semen. So I'll tell you this. Do what you want. However, no, at 22 you have nothing, bro. I just want you to compare a 22-year-old girl and you at 22. Bro, those women that you want to date are probably 18 to 22 or even 24 thereabout. The ones that you're in campus with. Bro, those are not your women. They are going to use you as a stepping stone for their men. They are going to give you sympathy sex because you have nothing. You have nothing to offer. If they decide to get married to you, what will you do? If she gets pregnant for you, what will you do? Are you going to provide? Exclusively. If she decides, I'm going to quit my education and now you will become the leader, what will you do? Are you going to provide anything, sir? Apart from the sex? Are you going to do that? Those girls who are 18 to 24 right now, bro, the ones that you're actually chasing at your age 22, these are girls who will be taken off by the 30 to 35-year-old men. These men, bro, let me tell you, I've said the story about KMTC before, and people joke and people laugh and think we misuse KMTC girls. Let me tell you this for free, brother. There are this group of doctors and nurses and dentists who are on internship. Doctors, medical officers, pharmacists, dentists, and nurses who have just come out of campus. They are in internship and they earn at a good salary. At a good salary, brother. So listen to me keenly. On internship, these guys are 1 year on internship and they're earning. Bro, this is a guy who at 22 was doing what you want to do right now. And he was left by multiple ladies because he had nothing. Okay? So this guy was probably 22 like you. Now he's 27, he's on internship. And he's earning a good salary. He can actually afford to buy a woman something. Bro, he's coming for those 22-year-olds. He's coming for your girlfriend. I'm telling you, bro, you will cry. You will think of taking 7 tablets of flagyl to kill yourself just because somebody has taken one woman from you. These women will give you sex for sympathy because they just think maybe you've hanged out at raw, maybe you tell them stories so much, maybe it's a sexual fantasy. Their boyfriends who are 30 to 35, some of them cannot give them adequate sex. Some of them cannot give them those fantasies. They cannot satisfy those fantasies, sexual fantasies that they want. These ladies want to be thrown all over and all that. These 35-year-old men are actually focusing on something else. You are the one who is there texting them every single time. So you're busy texting somebody who will simply leave you texting while he's sleeping with a 35-year-old man. Not because of anything, it's because nature decides that way. Remember, these women cannot love you. It is you who is supposed to love them. And a man loves not emotionally. For you to love a woman, you must provide exclusively. You must be decisive. You must make decisions. You must lead her. And then you must sex her adequately. So you cannot even lead. At 22, you don't know how to make decisions. You have no experience. Alright? At 22, you have nothing. You cannot provide exclusively. The only thing that you have is testosterone on the roof. So you will compensate for all others with sex. 22-year-old men are the ones who actually do everything with these women. They lick their genitals, they rub their clitoris, they do every single thing. Bro, run. Why? You will remember me. Because I can easily pick your woman when you're with her. Trust me. Why? Because of value. There's something I'm offering that you cannot. Bro, you can't compete. You can't. Unless you create value, you can't compete. And look at it this way. Why are you thinking of dating instead of thinking of attracting? Imagine that. Imagine how empty you are thinking of dating instead of attracting. So you're going to bring problems to this woman because you're going to be very demanding. You're going to be very nagging because, oh, you know, I have some rights. Oh, you should not treat me this way. Why are you talking to other men? Bring me your phone here. Bro, she can't give you her phone because you did not buy that phone. I did. So you have no rights. And then she will cheat on you. And once you find out, she will blame you. She will tell you it's because you never buy me anything. And now, the only thing you provide is the sex. You'll become so angry at these people. Bro, drop that idea. Work on yourself, provide value. Once you provide value, bro, you will attract. Because women love strong men who can actually change lives. Women love men who actually have something. Not money, but value. Yeah? They love men who can provide value, who can lead, who are bold in decisions. You at 22, you can't even correct a woman. You are afraid of, because you want to date so badly, you'll be afraid of losing her. Because you think if you lose her, you've lost your life. You can even sacrifice education to go and take poison because you've lost a woman. Drop that idea, bro. Go focus on the craft that if you're in school, focus on school, bro. Smash those goals and come out of that school, bro. Come out here, let's teach you how to unlearn some things. And then let's teach you how to become an appropriate man. And then from there, see how you will attract women, bro. You will not struggle. If somebody told me this at 22, I will not listen. I will be, mimi nahitaji mistari. That time, we used to buy text messages for 5 bob, bro. Right? So there were these 200 text messages for 5 bob. Na tunge chat mpaka ziishe. We would chat these women. Bro, you're chatting 5 women at a go until the text messages are over. You wait for midnight for renewal. You continue chatting until 2 a.m. Once that happens, you get so addicted to that chatting. And guess what? One day, you're chatting and she's not responding. Where do you think she is? She's not seeing your messages. You think so? Yeah, you think her phone is somewhere else and she's actually doing house chores, right? You think you now, you who was she has been chatting until midnight. You think now today she has put her phone aside and now she's busy washing dishes the whole night, right? No, you think her mother is so strict that she can't text beyond midnight today. It's only today, right? But tomorrow she will apologize. You who is reading from Nairobi Gossip that there was rally in Naivasha, but you did not attend. You who is saying, wacha watu waende Naivasha. Huko Naivasha kuna vumbi mingi, mimi siwezi enda, right? Because you don't have a car. So you think when she told you at 7, good night, baby, she's sleeping. Abandon that mission. Do what you want. However, I highly recommend that you abandon that mission and focus on you. Become better, and then you'll attract better. And then go and face your mother to apologize to her. Go and tell your mother, I really realize that I've been resenting you for no good reason. I'm sorry. Why are you doing that? It's because inside you have an emptiness and you're thinking a relationship or dating is going to fill up that emptiness. It can't. It can't. Go and apologize to your mother. Overcome her woman nature in you. The nature of emotion, the nature of needing, the nature of wanting. Go and overcome it. Go and face your mother and tell her, apologize for resenting you for no good reason. I am wrong for resenting you. I am sorry. Whatever she says, she will be none of your business. And then go and face your father and apologize for him allowing your mother to remodel you to her own image. Go and tell your father, you know what? If you knew better, I know you would have done better. However, I have realized along the way I've been resenting you for no good reason, and I apologize. I'm sorry. Bro, once you say that to your father, this emptiness will leave you. This loneliness will leave you. These sexual urges that are useless will leave you. The need to have a relationship or dating will leave you. And guess what will happen? You'll become a beast. A beast, bro. And guess what? Women love beasts. They do. They do. They will pretend to you. That 22-year-old girl will pretend to you that, oh, you know what, this man is toxic, but she's still sleeping with him. No, I can't date men who are 30 and she's having a 35-year-old. And then you'll be calling them wababas. They're not wababas. That is how nature wants it. That's how nature wants it. So at 22, your girl is 8 years, bro. Touch an 8-year-old girl. Oh, touch an 8-year-old girl who is yours. But touch her, you will know. So, kama uko na masikio, sikia. Kama una masikio, utateseka, my brother. I've had to. Thank you. Now all is well. Thank you so much, Jemo. I appreciate you taking it positive. I wish you well, my brother. Let's talk to Robin on TikTok. Robin, are you there?
Yes.
How are you, my brother?
I'm very fine.
Yes, talk to me.
I just wanted to give a testimony of, it is true when you usually say that the Lord will fill you with the spirit of good.
Yes.
Because, the first time I walked your life,
Yeah.
I literally felt something leave me.
Okay.
Like, I literally felt something leave me. And I was like, this is really, I was not raised by, I had an absent father, so I was raised in the church.
Okay.
The church is an organization full of people with fake identities.
Yep.
Fake identities.
Mm-hmm.
So I was one. So I think I knew it, but I am wondering, why am I still struggling?
Yeah.
I was speaking in class, I could speak in class like 1 hour.
Yeah.
Wake up first, start yapping, but still my life is empty.
Yeah.
Now what used to like
Hello, Robin. Are you there? Robin, are you there? Robin, kindly, once your internet stabilizes, come back, okay? Kindly, when your internet stabilizes, come back. The church is full of people with no identity. False identities all over. It's because that's what they identify with. And the church, I don't know what happened to the church. The modern church is crazy, man. No wonder we are having churches opening everywhere, because everybody's thinking that's the easiest way to actually get rich. But let me tell you guys, you can argue with what I'm saying. You can actually think otherwise of what I'm saying, but it will catch up. It will catch up. I promise you, you can do better. You deserve peace, and peace you have it. It's just that somebody has blocked you from seeing it. Yes, Gatini.
Hey,
Hello, how are you?
all is well, Doc.
Amazing. Welcome on board.
Thank you so much. Mine is just to ask, because some of us, a lot of damage has happened because of growing up. This information has not been there, and so conditioned by the church, having an absent father, getting into a relationship where it was musumkate, in terms of bills. And then one of the things I struggled with until recently is the religion, because I was calling the religion, speaks so much of me becoming the Proverbs 31 woman.
Yeah.
Which I did. And Proverbs 31:14 says that this woman is like a merchant ship.
Yeah.
She goes high seas and buy goods and what have you. So I got this job overseas.
Yes.
And that costed me my marriage. Because the same people who are telling me to be Proverbs 31 were the same people who are telling me, no, you're leaving your marriage.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the one who's abandoning. And for almost 2 years, I was so stressed with guilt.
Yeah.
Yet I was conditioned, and because of the 50-50 sharing of bills, I've had this masculine energy that I need to provide for my family, for my children.
Sure.
Then I get an opportunity, fulfilling the Proverbs 31, and the same people are telling me what I'm doing is wrong.
Yeah.
So, really sad, but I've made peace with it because I realized that was a conditioning. It is all a religion, which is causing so many people a lot of pain. Some even to the point of dying, because one chapter says this, the other one says this, contradicting and manipulating and brainwashing.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Gatini. And your story is very, 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 very relatable. This is the truth.
Yeah.
And the truth is that our mothers stuck in marriages all through, even though they kept on complaining how bad our fathers were, they stuck in marriage all through. So I was wondering, why is my mother always complaining when she's not leaving that marriage? If she's complaining and she feels unsafe, she should just leave. Why is she still there? But the point is this. So they stuck in a relationship or in a marriage for all that time. They raised children, both of them, for that long period of time. Some of them, actually most of them, not all of them, but most of them, raised children in that state. And most of our mothers did not have an education. They simply had a basic education and that's it. They didn't have a career. So they were comfortable raising children under a man who was providing. Sometimes he was weak, yes. Our fathers had their weaknesses, but our mothers, that is their choice. So they had to live with those weaknesses and the consequences. However, these same mothers who survived in a marriage for more than 20 or 30 years are the same mothers who are raising daughters and teaching daughters how to become men. Teaching daughters how to provide.
Exactly.
Yet for them, they were stuck in these marriages without providing a single thing. But I understand that some mothers shared bills with their husbands. And now, that insecurity, because it's not even their fault, it's the fault of their mothers and the fault of their mothers' mothers. Because it goes that way. So,
Exactly.
the moment a woman...
Like
yes, so the moment a woman starts to share bills with a man, that is resentment. Resentment starts brewing because women don't know how to provide. They can be forced to provide when men are weak, but women don't know how to provide. If any case, they don't like providing because once she starts providing, she becomes masculine. And if she becomes masculine, the husband starts to actually run away. And that's what happens with career women most of the times. Now, mothers raise career women when their career was to raise children. They know very well that the same Bible that they uphold and they choose verses selectively to defend their evil nature says that a woman is a helper to the man. A woman is not a provider. That men should provide for their wives and they should love their women. And then women should submit and respect their husbands. They should obey. At this moment in time when a woman is sharing bills with you, she cannot obey. She can't. Where would she get the energy to obey? Because obedience is a natural occurrence. It is not pushed. The moment you provide exclusively, she obeys, she submits, and she respects. But now, we have actually raised these daughters who are masculine and they cannot stand a marriage. And then we're looking at them and wondering what is happening to our daughters. Why are they getting into marriages in and out? It's because we raised them to become masculine and men don't know how to deal with these women. Now we are empowering women. Okay, we see men doing things and nobody empowers those men. So now we are empowering women even when they do the wrong things. And now every woman wants that empowerment. Once you get that empowerment, you realize after 30 years you've done your masters, you have a good job, well paying, you have a car, but you're so depressed, you're wondering what is happening. And now you just rush to get a child with anybody. Once you get a child, more resentment comes in. Now you destroy your children. So it's actually a mess that we need to come out of from. And we can only come out of that if we have the boldness to face our mothers and tell them the truth.
My mother is gone, so what do I do?
Amazing! Amazing! How about your father?
Same, they're both gone.
Oh, you are a lucky woman. So what you should do, simply focus on you. Pay attention to what is happening to your thoughts, but do not submit to the thoughts. Do not follow your thoughts. Simply do a silent prayer every morning and every evening to overcome thoughts of the night and thoughts of the day. Focus on the present every single time and be grateful when you catch yourself thinking about the future or thinking about the past. Understand that whatever has happened to you, whether good or bad, you're not responsible for. Because it is the spirit that was taught to you by your mother and your weak father that actually controlled you to do everything you've done. Therefore, you're not responsible. So you start focusing on the present to overcome that spirit. You start dropping all single thoughts in your head because they are the nature of evil. And the beautiful thing about staying present and having this identity is because this identity does not help you overcome anger. No, it helps you identify the voice of the lie in the head. So once you identify the voice of the lie, you will know this is not the voice of good. Because God says, my children shall recognize me or they'll know me through my voice. And God's voice is not in your head. It's a voiceless voice. It is a revelation. The only way to get revelations is when you overcome thoughts. All right? And the only way to overcome thoughts is to stay present and to do the silent prayer.
Thank you. Amazing.
Amazing.
The gospel.
I wish you well, Getimi.
Thank you so much. Hope to see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing stuff. What are you saying? Listen, you have been traumatized by your weak parents and your evil parents. You need to overcome them. Whatever is happening to you is not your problem. You are not responsible. So stop judging yourself for anything that has happened to you, whether good or bad, because you don't even know what is good and what is bad. Your parents traumatized you because they're the ones who wrote the first script to you. Now you're acting that script. You want to be this type of person because of them. You want to do these types of things because of them. You want to enjoy this type of life because of them. And that's why when you earn a salary, you're thinking about sending your mother or your father money. Because if you don't do that, you feel guilt. Guilt is a sign that you're in the fallen state. You are operating under the scent of evil. You don't have to have any guilt for anything. God power in a man to actually create generational wealth. Like your father was supposed to create more wealth for your children, for his grandchildren. But he did not even create wealth for himself. That's why he's actually using you as a retirement plan. Unplug from him, because you need to make generational wealth. You need to cut off his curses so that you create wealth for your grandchildren. How can you do that when every time you put a salary to your father, you're sending your father money every single time? Your father is supposed to take care of your mother and you, and then create more wealth for his grandchildren, but he failed. So the more you do what he did, you cannot do the same things and expect different results. I'm not telling you not to send your father money. Do what you want with your money. However, I'm saying focus on you, what is happening in you, not outside you. The only thing you need from your father is an identity. Go and apologize to your mother for remodeling you into her own image, and go and forgive your father for allowing your mother to remodel you into her own image. Most of our fathers were weak as crazy, and we are weak because we resented our father, and whoever you resent, you become. So we became a mini version of our fathers. Most of our mothers came with evil nature, resentment of our fathers, and resentment of their fathers. So our mothers are very wicked. And it's not their fault. It's the spirit that has built a home in them that controls them. So you can't blame them. You can't judge them. So the only thing you need to do is to cut off that umbilical cord. Disconnect with that evil nature of your father and that weaknesses of your mother. Once you disconnect, you become self. And now through you, you cannot be controlled, because there's no you to control. The moment you overcome your mother and your father, there's no you. So therefore, you can't be controlled because there's no you. There's just a revelation that is coming from the Spirit of good. And again, that Spirit of good will protect you against the evil nature of the world, because everybody around you is evil. And evil always wants to hurt. So everybody wants to hurt you because that is what they can relate to. That is familiarity. So you will simply look at evil. You will not react to it with anger. You will discern it and you keep moving. And you will stand with the truth even when it hurts the most, because you will not care what you are saying, because you will not filter anything. You will say it the way it is, because it's not you who is saying it. It is the Spirit of good saying through you. Depression is not happening to you, it's happening through you. So the problem is you've held on to it. You've taken the identity. Now you're actually depressed. And how have you held on to it? You've believed. Anxiety is not happening to you. You're not anxious. No, you don't have social anxiety. No, you don't. You've held on to a false identity because the doctor said that. Because you read somewhere that. Because your mother is educated and she told you about anxiety sometimes. She told you, oh, you know, my friend who is a psychiatrist told me, oh, you know, I've read a book from a psychologist who says, oh, you know, the Bible says anxiety. Hey, mom, keep that to yourself. Listen to yourself. Your weak father is in the bar right now. There's a social bimbo I saw posting a video of her father and her in the club partying together, and she's saying, wewe unaogopa kupatikana na mimi niko na baba hapa tunakunywa pombe. These are the fathers who have sex with their daughters. And it's just okay, right? Yeah, it's just okay that your father is there touching you the way that priest touches the daughter inappropriately, and then that is love. You know, I love my children so bad. These are my children. I love them. Yeah? I can party with my daughter. I teach her how to drink alcohol. I teach her ratchetry because I am a ratchet from inside me. I teach her what I know best. I was taught how to be a ratchet. I am passing it to my daughter. But again, I want a man who can provide, protect, and lead my daughter. Even though I've taught her to be a ratchet, you attract who you are. That's why you are looking for your father in the man that you want to date or you want to marry. That's why you are looking for your mother in every woman. You're thinking, this woman does not know how to make a meal like my mother. You are looking for your mother. Yeah? Oh, what a mess. What a mess. I wish you guys could understand. I wish you guys could know how perfect peace feels. That you're so okay with anything you do without having to think and expect anything from anybody. That you can actually live life without anger. I did, trust me, I promise you, I didn't know these things 2016 backwards. I didn't. I was so emotional. I was so weak. Sometimes I look at those women that I dated in 2016 and just like, where? And the way I blame them when they left me. The way I played the victim. Mmoja nimepelekea sijui doli wapi. Kwanza Valentine is coming. Where is your girlfriend? I used to get so much pressure on Valentine's. Yani, we cross the year. It is still tarehe moja. The moment we at the count of 5, 4, 1, Happy New Year. I'm thinking, what is the gift I'm going to buy her this Valentine? This is a different year. What am I going to do? I have to buy her validation this year. What am I going to do? Ati ule watende bia Nakuru, mmenisoma mbaya. Mmenisoma mbaya. Iko ingine huko Rosamu utakuja waambia hiyo story. And in my head, I thought I got it. I thought I had it all. I saw you, Polly. Where did you see me? I thought I had it all. I thought, you know what? These ladies need gifts. You need to buy her gift for her to appreciate you. Hey? You buy her gifts when you cannot provide. Hey. My friend. Wewe uko hapo sasa, I'm rolling this show. Na uko hapo umelala kwa demi yako na ka vest na ka short. Please ulipi rent. Lakini umelala, umetoa hapo usingizi kwanza. What time is it? It's 10:39. You're already sleeping in a woman's bed with a vest and a boxer right now. And you're resenting me. Uncle Chile says things that don't make sense. And you're there. Wait until somebody locks that door. Uone hiyo uoga mwenye atakuingia. Hata kama ni jirani. Wait until that mwenye nyumba amekuja, ametoka kupiga vitu zake. Wewe, usingizi unatoa wapi? Ati kwani umeniona bana? Usingizi unatoa wapi kwa wenyewe? So ulipi rent lakini unangorota kwa wenyewe. Unatoa wapi hata nguvu za kungorota? Where did you get that energy from? Alafu unakuja na atika ice cream, Babe, surprise, ice cream. Where? You're buying attention because you're weak. You can't provide. You are indecisive. You have no ideas to lead this woman. You can't even correct her because you're afraid if you correct her, she'll leave you. What do you have? Unangojea kesho asubuhi akulipie boda. Machozi inatoka kwa macho ikienda kwa masikio. All the way from Kamulu on a motorcycle, machozi tu yanaenda kwa masikio. But you have ejaculated, si ndio? Kazi ni kumeza tu makamasi kwa pikipiki. Unasema ati babe amenilipia pikipiki. Wewe unajua nani amelipia pikipiki? Do you know who paid for that motorcycle? Poleni manze, pole. Kama nakutarget call. Robin is back. Welcome back, Robin. Pia ulikuwa unaonyeshwa character. I am not an exception. I'm telling you, 2016 kurudi nyuma. I think 2017, because in 2017 I was still struggling with the identity stuff. My friend, I used to think I loved my mother. You know, I see some of you asking me, how do you relate with your mother? And then I simply ask myself, you're so messed up that you're thinking my relationship with your mother concerns you. It's because I'm pointing the weaknesses inside you. Now you start thinking, he hates his mother. My friend, you'll be so surprised. You'll be so surprised. You'll be so surprised, because I used to think I loved my mother because we would talk on phone and all that. But I was emotional, so I basically hated her without knowing. I thought that was love. That's why most of you are. Sasa nikule chocolate zangu niende. Bro, hizo chocolate weka kwa socks. Kesho toka, hata si kesho, toka saa hii. Kama bado kuna light hapo nje, toka. Bro, job huku nje, train. Kesho tunatembea. Just run. Anza yako mapema. Run. Run. Tupatane asubuhi. Wewe unatoka huko, sisi tunaenda huko. Wewe tupatane tu asubuhi. Don't even worry where you're going. Just leave. Bro, you'd rather sleep hapo kwa shade ya boda boda. I'm telling you the truth, bro. If you have a woman who is providing those two bills for you. So, I used to think I loved my mother. But somebody told me to face my mother. I was so afraid of her. It took me 4 months to face my mother. 4. 3 of work and 1 of struggling here and there. 4 months to face the same woman that I call every evening, and we talk for 3 hours. And the weird part is, it was so easy for me to face my dad. So facing my father was the easiest. It took me 2 days. Facing my mother took me 4 months. What does that tell you? Common sense. Common sense. Oh, I struggled. And that's the form of control that women have on their children. Right now you're raising sons. You're raising sons and you're teaching them how to control them. You're just controlling them emotionally. You're manipulating them. They've become mini husbands to you. So now you expect them when they grow up to tell you no, to actually correct you. It can't happen. That control will come in through their wife again, because they don't know how to lead. Now their wives resent them so badly, and now the wife destroyed their children. That's how we were destroyed. So we must come out of that destruction. Right? I would play a victim. I would blame anybody because, oh, you were hurting me. I am hurt because of you. I didn't even know nobody can hurt you. It's just you who believes you've been hurt. Oh, yeah, I have a heartbreak. Which heart breaks? Which heart breaks? But I'm still alive, so it's still pumping, right? I mean, move. Yes, Robin, are you back? So we were controlled without
I'm back.
Good. Welcome back, brother. You were saying?
So I was saying, now, and I realized that, the opposite of love is fear.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was studying the Bible on Wednesday, and I realized that the book of John, and it says that fear brings torment.
Yeah.
Fear brings torment. And when I studied that word in the Greek, that word torment, is the same word that Jesus used for where people will go to hell and be tormented. So it's like it is true when you usually say that heaven is here. That heaven is here. Like in this life, there are people who are receiving like real hell.
Yeah.
And still in this world, in this life, you can still receive real heaven.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah. Actually.
And I realize that the devil.
Yes.
I realize that the devil likes to manipulate women because women are weaker than men, and he loves to come through that window. Mm-hmm. And it is so tricky for the child to realize that it is actually my mom who is used of the devil to destroy my life. Like I cannot tell you an instance where my mom ever told me something to bless me. She could always sabotage me, like kunikalia hivyo wanasemanga na Kiswahili kunikalia kabisa, because I do not have a present father. Yeah. So because of anger which she had from my father, she could bestow all this anger. And I wondered why, what have I done? Yeah. So I was to go through hell. Then I decided to get born again. I thought that church would save my life. Huko still nikapata kuna watu hata wanakaliwa ni wao sawa. Sasa kuna mtu anasaidia wengine. Unaona? Because it is so painful. It is so painful. I tell you, it is so painful that squeeze, I am able to detect masculinity and femininity. And I realize that there are so many men. Yeah. Actually, we are like 1% the men that have masculine energy. Yeah. There are so many men who are afraid of their mothers. You see? Mm-hmm. There are so many men who are so full of feminine energy, who are always complaining, all these emotions. Yeah. Yes.
Man, man, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for sharing your story, and it makes so much sense to me because a lot of sons out here don't know how to behave around women, and it's not their fault. It's because they've been raised by a woman, and inside them they're just a woman. So any woman, they're actually looking for their mothers in every woman, and that continues, or the continuity of that resentment continues into their marriages. That's why we're having all these divorces out here. And I know most women are crying for strong men, which are deficient. The world is deficient of strong men because strong men are men who actually uphold the virtues of that spiritual order of life, that God above men, men above children, men above God above men above women, and women above children. That order is not easy to maintain. So let me tell you this. This week, where has he gone to? This week, this week, right? I had a consultation with a guy who, and he told me he doesn't mind me sharing this. That's why I'm sharing it, because our conversations with patients are supposed to be very, very confidential. So this guy told me that he has never seen his father, and the only person who knows his father was a friend to his grandmother. Okay, so this is the story. So this guy, born to a mother who never known the father, and then the mother got so angry that he resented him so bad and then dumped him to stay with the grandmother. So this guy has basically been raised by the grandmother all through. And at some point, he has failed to recognize the mother as the mother. So he even refers to the mother as, we'll use the name Violet. So he calls his mother by name. He has never called him his mother. He doesn't see any reason why he should call his mother the mother, because he doesn't identify her as the mother. So he calls the grandmother the mother. So you can see that confusion. Now, this guy says that the mother hated him so bad, and he could tell him outright that I hate you so bad because you look just like your father. Take a minute and think about that statement. Women, sometimes you people behave so weirdly. Whatever happens between you and your husband has nothing to do with your children. So stop involving those children in that battle. Alright? So this guy is told by the mother that, you know what, I hate you so bad just because you look like your father. But imagine this, that this is a woman who hates a child who looks like the father when the father was her choice. So she chose this father to raise a child with, to give this father or this man her most precious gift, which is the womb. Not even the vagina, the womb. So she gives it to him. Men on the platform, please, a woman gets pregnant for a man she wants to get pregnant to. Please think that in your skull. A woman cannot get pregnant for you if she doesn't want. Bro, she will drink a whole dozen of Coca-Cola. She will go and take a whole packet of Flagyl. She will take 3,000 pills of P2 to get rid of that kid. If she was coming there, don't just pick the package, the money, and move. She's coming for the money. Remember, women are those who give access to sex and who to give children to. Men give access to money or finances or resources and who to marry. So women cannot determine who will marry them. They don't know. It's the men who decide. Just the same way, I cannot determine who will make pregnant. A woman will get pregnant for me if she wants to. Oh, so if she gave you her womb, she really wanted to do that. Remember, she decided to have sex with you without a condom, so she risked. And then she decided she's not going to take contraceptive. She will carry it. And then she decided, you know what, I'm going to handle the first 3 months, which are crazy. She did it. I will ignore all gynecologist advice. She went through it. She got to a place where it got so complicated with blood pressure and blood sugars. She went to hospital, she was treated, she continued the journey. She went into labor and gave birth, and then comes and tells you, you know what, I hate the father of this child. If she really hates the father of that child, that's where postpartum depression comes in, because some of them hate these people, the choices that they make, not the people, the choices that they make, to an extent that they get depressed when they look at the children. But now the child is already here. So now this child will pay for the burden that the father inflicted to this woman. The beautiful thing in this world is women don't know who is actually ejaculating for fun and who is ejaculating to keep the baby. Yeah, the more as you hold on tight onto that man, hoping that this is the ejaculation that I wanted to actually maintain. Oh, the guy ejaculates and comes clear. That's when he looks at you and says, "Ay, udem kuma anagonga na magoti." Women know when I say magoti, mnajua tunamaanisha, msijifanye hamjui. So the man is looking at you, "Hey, babe, kwani unagonga na magoti?" So you have these two knees, that the piercing knees. And then he starts complaining from nowhere. Ay, unajua umenidunga huku kwa umekuwa ukinidunga huku kwa mbavu. Kumbe ni wewe hii magoti. After ejaculation. Now that's when he knows I can't be a father. No, I cannot be a father. So that's something that you've been hidden from. So listen. So imagine hating your son so bad just because you see the father in that son. But that's what happens every time. Mnasemanga, you guys always say that when a man runs away from a child, this child comes out looking exactly as the one who actually ran away, right? Si mtu akiruka ball mtu anatoka kufanana kama huyo mtu kabisa. So nyi single mothers on this platform. So hao watoto wote wenye mimba zimerukwa inamaanisha hao watoto wanafanana baba zao, si ndio? So you hate them so bad. No wonder you are controlling them that much. Now this might look like we are blaming women for this. No, we are saying that every single one should take responsibility. One, don't blame the one who made you pregnant because he did not make you pregnant. You allowed him to make you pregnant. That is one. Number two, by virtue of you choosing a weak man, the fault is on you. The blame is on you, not the blame. Responsibility has to land on you. Why? Because you attract who you are. So therefore, start fixing yourself instead of complaining. And we are saying men are being raised by these women and they are becoming so weak, and these men are the ones who are supposed to take responsibility. How is that going to happen? So we are saying that if the spiritual order of life is actually enhanced, that God above men, men above women, and women above children, this order will maintain those families. Because the best place for you to be and the best place for you to get children is in a marriage. So that somebody takes responsibility. Unless you are Luo or Kisi, where if you leave, you have to leave the children with the man. Because the man has to take the responsibility because children belong to the man. Unless you're in those places, oh, you will see dust. Oh, utaona vumbi. So allow those children to see their fathers. Do not shun, do not block them from seeing their fathers, because an identity is sourced from a father. Now you can argue with this, you can talk about feminism with this. That's your own problem. Do what you want. However, I highly recommend that you let your children see their fathers. You allow them. Alright? And now men, on the other side, you need to drop the identity of your mothers. You need to face your mothers and apologize for resenting your mothers for no good reason, so that you know how to deal with women in your life. And by dealing, I'm not saying you become physical, I'm saying you provide a masculine energy that these women will align to. Most of the men lie. Hey, you lie. Most of men love munapenda mshene. So these men who are actually going into the salons to make their hairs in the salon, a man sits in the salon for 3 hours making the hair. How can they not avoid mshene? Somebody is saying Marsabit men is a no. BTR, what is happening to Marsabit men? Can somebody tell us something about Marsabit men? Dr. Spice Organics, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, my brother. Appreciate you. What is happening? What is happening to Marsabit men? You know, in Marsabit, you will see men will wake up and go to the mosque, and that is it. In Marsabit County, women are actually funding men's lives. In Marsabit County, you walk along the streets early in the morning, you find women seated alongside the road selling milk, women taking care of the homes, women walking with donkeys and going to bring, basically kuchunga mbuzi na kuleta maji. Women literally the centers of those homes. And then you're wondering, why is it that men from those sides are very emotional? Have you ever had an argument with Aurea? It is either his way or the highway. he doesn't want to understand. Oh, what are you saying? And they are so quick to anger. Hey, my people from those sides, you need to actually grow up. So in the evening around 3, these people are seated somewhere, they want to chew their mirror, okay, and some soda and make this story as mostly are women. So my wife buys me a pack of mirror so that I can have fun with my boys. Because I've threatened them, if they don't do that, I will marry another one. What a mess. What a mess in Marsabit, in Wajir, in Mandera, in Isiolo. What a mess. That women are raised harder than the men. And then you become so emotional. When somebody tells you something, you're like quick to react. Where? You're not reacting to me, you're reacting to you. I'm just pointing out what is inside you, and you're unable to handle that. Can you? Nothing and no one can make you angry if you don't have anger. And if any case, if you react to what I am saying, who is the problem? So you want me to live my life to please you? You want me to live my life to please you? So when I'm living my life, you get upset. Now it is my problem that you are upset, yet I'm living my life. Grow up. If I want to say what I want to say, you're getting upset because of what I'm saying. Whose problem is that? Were you expecting me to actually please you and lick some ass? We are here to tell you who you are and what you are for what you are. If you can't handle it, if the seat is too hot, my friend, press next and keep moving. Hello from Cuba. This is Camera. Hey, somebody Camera? Hey, what a name. And start by changing your children's names. Those feminine names that you give children. Oh, do you Jadens, do you What type of names are those? These names that you give to your children nowadays, that you combine the name of the father and the mother, and now you have a name. What is that? What type of nonsense is that? Nowadays, you guys, what is happening to you guys? Sometimes even your son looks at his name, he's like, ah. Have you ever asked somebody a name and you start wondering, is this feminine or eh? What type of names are these you're giving your children? There used to be a system of naming children. Nowadays, it's not there. Like Jaylene, you're wondering, what is this? What is Jaylene? Jaylene is Jameson and Lynette. Eh? How can I contact you? You can simply use the office contact 0707. Let me put it out. 0707 47 22. 0707 47 22. That is my office contact. Send a text on WhatsApp. Do not call, and do not come asking me for abortion. No. Let's be clear on that one, because I've received enough of those text messages. I'm not here to carry out abortions. You should actually join my live and see. Hey, kuna majina maze. Doc, best sufuria, seriously. On Identity Fridays, we talk about sufuria. Who do you want to fry? Yeah? Who do you want to fry? Nyinyi wale sasa unachukua sufuria unaweka kwa jiko, unachemsha maji, alafu bwana amelala, unawasha taa. Ukishawasha taa unamwangalia juu chini akiwa uchi akingorota, unachukua hiyo maji unasema hiki nitaua, alafu unarudisha hiyo maji kwa jiko. Alafu hiyo maji unampikia chai asubuhi. Jamaa imeamka hapo, mate imezonga hivi huko kote kuna mate. Juu kitu kinafanywa usiku. Kumbe hii chai inakuja kusema, mama amenipikia chai bwana. Mama ananipikia chai mapema. Mama. Hiyo maji ilifanywa na you know the devil will always warn you. You want to have usingizi unashuka labda unakula ulimi. Kumbe hata devil anakuambia wewe unachomwa. Uliza watu wa Nyeri wakuambie. I wanted to pin the office contact here for this. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think we should end this. Tomorrow I'm waking up early, I have a work to do. If you're not part of the we are going from Thika all the way to Nairobi, okay? From Thika town all the way to Nairobi CBD. Oh, that's a journey you should join in, okay? Do that, and you can join us if God gives us the grace to wake up tomorrow, okay? We stay present though. Now, as I summarize this, please enhance the spirit. We can make all these stories, but always know that the seriousness in these conversations is that you can actually live a peaceful life. I promise you that you can live a very peaceful life without anger. Heaven and hell are a creation of the mind. If you have anger, you're basically living in hell. Perfect peace is you being in heaven, because heaven, the kingdom of heaven is inside you. So if you have anger, you're basically living in hell. Don't wait to go to a fire somewhere and somebody burns you. You're burning yourself already. Understand that God does not even judge you, because God loves you. Alright? God loves you so much that He's just waiting for you to accept and allow Him to work with you. You're suffering because you're in a fallen state, and it's a choice that you made. So you have to come out of the fallen state. And the only way to come out of the fallen state is to overcome anger. And the only way to overcome anger is to face your mother and apologize to her for resenting her without even knowing. For example, you face your mother and you tell her, I realize that I'm wrong for resenting you for no good reason. I am sorry. Now your mother does not need to understand those words. She doesn't need to understand it. That's the beautiful part about it. You understand later that she remodeled you into her own image. That's why you are so emotional. Therefore, it's only right that you overcome her nature. And the only way to overcome that nature is to face her and apologize to her for resenting her even without knowing. You can't understand this because you're in that fallen state. And one day you will wake up and you'll see light. You'll realize you've been taught wrong all along. And then this remodeling happened because your father was weak. He could not protect you against the anger and the evil nature of your mother. He actually attracted his mother. So your mother is basically your father's mother. Okay? So yes, you need to overcome the weaknesses of your father, because the more you resent your parents, the more you suffer just like them. So you need to also face your father and apologize for resenting him for no good reason. You don't need to wait for his response. The moment you've told him, Dad, I realize I've been resenting you for no good reason, and I am sorry. The moment you say those words, and guess what? A biological father is an earthly representation of God to a child. He is your creator. So he is an earthly representation of God to you as a child. So once you apologize for resenting him, you reconnect with this spirit. You will not pick up his characters, his habits, or his behaviors. No. You will reconnect with his spirit, which is the spirit of the creator. You will reconnect with the source. And once you connect with the source, you will receive revelations from the spirit of good that you've actually inhabited on how to live your life. You will never live in the future that you don't even have. You will never associate with the past and the curses of the past, because you're judging yourself because you're associating with the past and the thoughts of the past. So you will never experience all that. You will not listen to your thoughts. You will pay attention and you will let them go. You will be able to recognize the voice of the lie in your head that is telling you to shout at somebody so that you can feel better, only to come and tell you, judge yourself for shouting. You don't need to shout. Relax. Go and apologize to feel good. You will not be chasing thrills. You will not be angry at anybody because you don't have anger. Nobody will trigger you because you cannot be triggered if you don't have anger inside you. You will not expect anything from anybody. You will not seek a relationship because you are complete either way. You will prefer attracting, and it will be a natural occurrence. And the beautiful thing is, you will attract who you are, because when you fix yourself, you attract the same person. We always attract who we are. So if you're work in progress, do not even bother about attracting. Work on yourself so bad. Stay there, stay present, work on it, overcome anger, overcome your thoughts, become so perfect at it, and you will be able to see evil in every person, because everybody around you is evil and they're always trying to hurt you. So you will see it, you will not react with anger. You will discern it and you will keep moving. You will tell the truth without having to care and filter who will actually judge this. You'll simply say what you have to say because it's not you who is saying it. It is the Spirit of good saying it through you. And from good does good. From evil comes evil. Alright? So I wish you well. I hope you can actually get better. I hope you can actually take time. If God gives you the grace to make that call. Face your parents and overcome them so that you see life in a different angle. You will be so grateful you will actually know heaven, because you can't know heaven without going through hell. So whatever you're going through right now, whether it's depression, loneliness, jealousy, overthinking, anger, lack of consistency, lack of discipline, blaming people, playing a victim, all these things, they are an emptiness inside you because of a lack of a father. The presence of a father who was weak, therefore you ended up becoming weak. You cannot fill an inside void by trying to find out or trying to find solace in external things. No type of car, no amount of money, no amount of land, no amount of control can actually fill a void that is put there by either an absent father or a weak father. My name is Uncle Chile. This is Uncle Chile platform. This is Identity Fridays. We do this every Friday at 8:30 p.m. until this hour. We see you tomorrow if God gives us the grace in Thika at 3 a.m. No, we'll get there at 4. We'll be there at 3:30 here, so that we leave at 4. And at 4 we start our journey from Thika all the way to Nairobi. I wish you well. Have a good night and take care of yourselves. And you deserve better. And of course, you always have the best. You just don't know. So I wish you well.